Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me here. This is my first time here. Congratulations on your 50th anniversary. As I got here, I had an opportunity to speak with some of you, and many of you were part of the farm worker movement. Work with Cesar, March with Cesar, Boycott with Cesar, the Great Dolores Huerta, and it was amazing to hear the stories that you were sharing with me. And I see a lot of new faces here. And I encourage you to talk to these people who were there. Without the Chicano movement, when things were so difficult, we would not be here today. You are our heroes of today. And what I'm telling you, the young people, we need new heroes. So 50 years from now, we're sitting here, remembering the work that was done before, but also acknowledging the work that you guys are doing. When we talk about the farm worker movement, we talk about all the great work that has been done. You know, farm workers were excluded from many laws. They were not entitled to organize. They're not entitled to overtime. They were not entitled to workers' comp. And actually, they're only entitled to those things here in California, not everywhere else. In New York, as of next year, we're going to have a law that is going to help the farm workers get all these benefits. But other than that, California is the only place. So all the work that we have done since the union or the movement was started in 1962 has gotten us somewhere. But there's a lot more work that needs to be done. When you have to sue the state of California to protect workers from dying from the heat, and all you're asking is that they have a break after when the temperature is over 90, a 10-minute break every 2 hours, that they have water to drink while they're working on the fields, and that they have a shade so they can protect themselves on the breaks. Those are the three things that we were asking for. And we had to sue the state of California. And now we're having to try to pass overtime pay and heat illness protection for farm workers at the federal level, and they're fighting us. And I do not understand why farm workers don't have the same rights that all of us have here. I'm entitled to overtime if I work overtime. And farm workers, a lot of people think that, you know, they do a lot of manual work, that is just manual labor. It is not, they're professionals. Most of us here probably would not be able to do what they do. And although we have done so many gains throughout the years, political power, legislative agendas, there's still a lot of work to be done. And the only way we're going to make some progress is if we are informed. And let me give you some examples of what is happening today in the fields. We assume that, you know, workers were getting arrested because they screamed "huelga," and they were arrested. They were on a boycott for 5 years before they could sign a contract, and we're appalled to hear that. But if we don't know what's happening right now, we're not going to be able to make any changes. And I'm directing this to you, the young people, because you are the future. If you don't know what's happening in the fields, we're not going to make any changes. I was 5-6 months ago in the Pacific Northwest trying to help dairy workers. Dairy workers are going through a lot because they're mostly small farms in the middle of nowhere. Nobody knows the workers exist. And they have come to us with major issues. So we decided to have a fast in front of a co-op called Dairy Gold. They have about 500 dairies. It was that we got media, we got labor support, we got elected officials. So at one point we decided to bring some workers to Starbucks. Starbucks headquarters is in Seattle. We were in Seattle. They buy dairy from this co-op. So we go and try to talk to somebody. Nobody wants to give us a time of day. But we didn't leave. We came with several workers, we came with several elected officials. We obviously have this si se puede attitude, and they were not just going to kick us out of them. So what happens is, I'm trying to talk, after battling, somebody comes and all they're saying is, I cannot talk to you, I should not be listening to you. This is an issue you need to deal with the dairies. We should not get involved. And one woman, in her broken English, stepped forward and said, you don't want to talk to me? You don't want to listen to me? She says, then look at me. And she opened her mouth. She had been kicked by a cow a year and a half earlier. She had lost all her front teeth. She had not been able to hug or kiss her young kids in over a year because of the pain that she had. Another woman steps forward and says, I have been sexually harassed in front of my husband for years, but we have to be quiet because we have a family to support. Another gentleman, very soft-spoken, steps forward and says, all I want is to be treated as well as the cows are treated. He says, because when I ask for water, they tell me, drink from where the cows drink. If they haven't died, you won't die either. And this didn't happen 50 years ago. This is happening right now. There are women being men and women being sexually assaulted. And it's happening as I'm speaking to you right now. So if we want to make a difference, if we want to continue being a movement, we need to be informed of what is out there. But once more we know that what is out there, we need to be ready to take action. We have many campaigns that we do nowadays online, especially young kids, is how they communicate. And when you have a campaign where you're talking about human beings struggle, and they're not doing anything, but they talk about a cow or cows being hurt and abused, which they should never be abused. But when they do something immediately, when a cow gets hurt, and when something is happening to farm workers who are brown, who come from our countries, and nothing is done, shame on us. Shame on us. We need to remember where we come from. Wherever we go, wherever we move forward, we need to remember where we come from, and we need to remember those who are doing the work that we don't see. Many people drive through the farms, through the dairies, do not even acknowledge the workers that are there, suffering through everything, but still putting food on our tables. Because of this, because of the group of people that we have here mixed, who has been involved for so many years, who has been in the front fight of social justice. And you have young people here who are starting. The fact that you're here means that you want to make a difference. And this is your opportunity. But if we really want to move forward, if we really want to learn something, we need to know the facts. We need to know what's happening. And if we close our eyes, if we look the other way, nothing is going to change. We're talking about our people, we're talking about human beings, and we're talking about struggles that started 60, 70, 80 years ago, and they're still happening. So please get involved, please get online, please find out about the issues with farm workers, and not only farm workers, immigrants. I mean, all immigrants, we're being demonized right now by this administration. We are nothing but drug dealers and rapists and murderers. And if they were here, we have professors, we have attorneys, we have doctors, we have writers, we have students. That's who we are. And we have farm workers who should be very proud of the work that they do. But the change, if we want to continue making change, we cannot look the other way. We need to head on, see what the problem is, and then determine what it is that we can do. And if any of you talk to your co-workers, your other classmates, tell them what you're learning. Tell them what you're learning from this panel, because everything that happened all this time has been able to make some changes, but we're not even close to being done. And as president of the union, I was talking right now to Jose, and I've been president of the union for less than a year. I'm the first Latina woman being president of any labor organization, and it is terrifying, and it is encouraging, and it is rewarding. But the thing that keeps me going is when I go and sit down with farm workers and hear what they're doing for their families and hear what they want to do for others. They're retiring, some of them are retiring, they know that whatever benefit they get, it's not going to be for them, but it's going to be for those who come behind them. That's the kind of leadership that we need. And that's the kind of leadership that I'm asking you